Today we're going to be going over what a land lease means here in Delaware and how can it affect you. Let's go. Welcome back to Living in Coastal Delaware. I'm your host, Matt Lunden, and I'm a real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware. And like I mentioned in the intro, today we're going to be going over, what a land lease means and what to look out for when you're shopping for property here in Delaware. Before we dive too deep into the video, I do just want to say, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below. That helps us out here on the channel. And then, if you are somebody that's looking to make a move or you're considering making a move to the area and you've got some questions, that's what I help you with every single day, and I've got your back. So my information will be down in the description. I'll have it here on the screen. If I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, whatever's easier for you. I'm there as a resource for you. Now let's dive into the video. A lot of people don't realize that when you're shopping for homes here in Coastal Delaware that there are some areas where a land lease comes into play. For those of you that are not familiar with land leases or have never seen them before, a land lease is when you own the home, but you don't actually own the land that the home sits on, and you end up paying a rental fee for that land essentially. Most of the leases are very long term, they're 90-year, 99-year leases, but there are some, in some situations, where there may be only 50-year leases and they were signed 40 years ago, and that has a big impact on property value. To go over the different types of land leases, you've got privately held, which are owned by either an individual or an entity, and then you've got the city-owned leases. So like Lewes Beach, for instance, is all land lease. However, those are all 99-year renewable leases. It's paid as part of your taxes, so you don't really feel that lease as much because it's just included in your tax bill, and it's not a huge number. Where you run into some issues are the areas, there's some spots down in Dewey Beach that have them. There's some spots out in the Millsboro area that have them. But you actually own the house, like I mentioned, but you don't own the land. And a lot of times, like the ones down in Dewey Beach, for instance, those land leases, a lot of those are coming due in the next 15 years, where it's going to be upon the new buyer to renegotiate the term of that lease. However, when that lease was signed 50 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever it may be, obviously we didn't see the boom happening like we currently have in this area. Back then they didn't realize that this was going to be as popular of an area as it is. So the land leases currently are extremely affordable. A couple $100 a year, nothing too crazy. However, when you renegotiate those leases, that landowner now understands the product they have, the asset that they have that everybody wants, and they're going to charge a pretty hefty sum for that. Most of those land leases, when they get renewed, are going up to the multiple tens of thousands of dollars, and unfortunately that really hurts the home value, because now you've got a home that sits just a couple houses away from the beach, and it's not worth as much because they know that that land lease is coming due, and they know that that landowner is going to be charging a lot more. So you see some stuff, there was one not too long ago that was Ocean Block in Dewey Beach, and the house was on the market for, I think it was like $260,000 because that land lease was coming due. If they own the land there, that's $1 million home all day long. But because of the land lease, it really takes a hit on that property value, because whoever's buying that home needs to renegotiate the lease, and they're probably going to have to pay a lot more than a normal person would be willing to pay for that land lease. The most common place you see land leases are mobile home parks. It's kind of the same premise as when you're looking at a single family home and it says it's got land lease or leasehold ownership. So in the mobile home park, you own the mobile home, but you don't own the land it sits on. So it's the same thing there. And the one thing to look for when you are searching for property is on all those listings, you'll see an ownership field. In the ownership field, you're going to want to, if you're looking for a single family home, you're going to want to look for where it says fee simple. Fee simple means you own the house and you own the land, you own the whole package. If it says leasehold or land lease, that means that you're going to run into one of those scenarios where you own the home but you do not own the land. Before you agree to buy something with a land lease, you're going to want to make sure you get a chance to review that lease. so you know how much time is left on it, you know what to expect coming forward. You know, if the person is going to want to jack that price up a little bit, you know, that's something that's really important to know, because if you buy that house and say the land lease still has 30 years left on it, well, 15 years from now, if you still own that house, that property, that home is going to be worth a lot less, because now somebody's going to have to renegotiate that lease in the coming years. And sometimes it's not always so easy to do. So like I said, you're going to when you're searching for property, the easiest way to deal with it is, if you're looking at the ownership interest line that's on those listings, look for where it says fee simple and not leasehold or land lease. And that'll be the key indicator as to what you're getting there. That's going to do it for today's video on land leases and leasehold ownership here in Coastal Delaware. You know, like I said, you're going to want to be looking for that fee simple line in the ownership interest field. That'll be a clear indicator to you as to what you're getting into. Fee simple means that you own the land and the improvements on the land. You know, it's total ownership, and that's what you're really going to want to look for, especially if it's a privately held lease. If it's, you know, on Lewes Beach, that's a completely different story, because those, like I said, are owned by the city. They're 99 years, they're renewable, not a big deal. But the ones that are privately held, those prices can go up at the end of the lease, and oftentimes they're probably going to go up more than you want to pay. If you took something away from today's video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below. That helps us out here on the channel, so we can keep putting these out every week for you guys. And then, you know, if you are somebody, like I said before, if you are somebody that's looking to make a move, or you're considering making a move, that's what I help people with every single day, and I'd love the opportunity to help you. So my information will be down in the description. It'll be here on the screen. If I can help answer any questions or get you pointed in the right direction, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, whichever's easiest for you. And then I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Peace.